the pulse of the nation. Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation.
Good news, farmers in Taraba State. Your storage problems are now over. The Taraba State government introduces new official farm sacks, the standard packaging solution for all agricultural products across our state. Through partnership between the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry with the visionary network Apex Limited, we're introducing high-quality branded sacks featuring Taraba's identity. The key benefits include uniform standard sacks statewide, increased internally generated revenue for Taraba's development, proud Taraba branding showing the origin of farm produce nationwide. Distributors in Yangtu, Uganda and all local governments, this is your call to action. Farmers Association and Amana members, prepare for better storage. Dealers across Nigeria, get ready for Taraba's premium branded sacks. Together, we build Taraba's agricultural future, one quality sack at a time. Taraba Sacks, protecting your harvest, promoting our state. Announcer Honorable Peter George, the Commissioner.
You're watching news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, your undisputed source for truth, clarity, and the stories that shape our world. This is the pulse of the nation. Follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and catch our live stream on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Stay informed, stay empowered. Now let's bring you tonight's top headlines. Taraba Governor says Deputy Governor absent due to illness, urges prayer and solidarity. United Methodist Church launches 2.5 billion naira Yambasu agricultural initiative to boost food security and evangelism. Niger Governor declares self-appointment as Director General of Tinubu 2027 campaign with Niger State as the headquarters. International news. 35 countries, EU called for flood of aid to Gaza as Israel intensified airstrike killing 89 in 24 hours. Business news. Alternative Bank partners with Market Traders Association to expand financial inclusion. Entertainment news. Rapper Odumodu Black says he would donate 1 billion naira to Pastor Adeboye's church if able and capable. Sport news. Inter Milan pushed to sign Ademola Lookman but refused to exceed 50 million euros asking price. I am Bridget James and now the news in full. Earlier today, the governor of Taraba State, Dr. Agbo Kefers, addressed concern over the prolonged absence of the deputy governor, explaining that he has been unable to work for months due to illness sustained on official duty, describing the matter as humanitarian rather than political. The governor said both constitutional provisions and moral responsibility guide the government's approach, citing his military background. And referencing the Bible and Quran, he called for solidarity, urging prayers and support for the deputy governor and his family. He assured there is no hidden agenda and promised that any necessary constitutional action would be taken if the situation changes. But for now, the focus remains on compassion and care.
I call for this press briefing because I'm pressed to make this address regarding the office of the Deputy Governor because of mischief makers, so that you can hear from me directly. I have had the discussions going on in the media and among our people about the fact that our state has been without an active deputy governor for several months. I understand the concern and questions, and I want to speak to you directly, not just as your governor, but as a fellow human being guided by faith, morality, and conscience. In my years of service in the Nigerian military for 21 years, I learned the meaning of esprit de corps, the spirit of togetherness, where we stand by one another regardless of religion, ethnicity, or background. In the field, we fight together, and if necessary, we make the ultimate sacrifice together. That spirit has not left me, even in politics. Our Deputy Governor, His Excellency, fell ill serving Taraba State faithfully on official duty. This is not political matter. It is a human one. The Constitution gives us laws to follow, and we have done everything required of us under the law. But laws alone are not enough. Morality and conscience must also guide our decisions. Whether you are a Christian, Muslim, or of another faith, one truth binds us all, that God calls us to care for one another. As a Christian, in the Holy Bible, Galatians chapter 6 verse 2 teaches us to bear one another's burden. I've also done my research in the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Ma'idah, 5 verse 32 reminds us that whoever saves one life, it is as though he has saved all mankind. These are not religious words, they are moral duties. Our deputy governor served this state with loyalty. Now, in his moment of need, it is our turn to stand by him. Let us lift him in prayers, support his family, and show that in Taraba State, leadership is all about humanity before politics. I want to state here clearly that I have no hidden agenda in the way we are handling this matter. Whatever I want to do as a governor, I have the power to do it. And I have the right to choose whosoever will be my deputy governor. So I want to state here clearly that I have no any hidden agenda. If in the course of time and circumstances the need arises to act accordingly to the Constitution regarding his position, I will not hesitate to do so in the right way. But for now, our duty is clear: to care, to support, and to let compassion lead us. This is not just about politics, I repeat, it is about humanity. If the Constitution that is written by a human being like us has made its own, God has also given us common sense, where we can walk along with the Constitution. In some countries, they have written constitutions and unwritten constitutions.
In a separate development, the Taraba State Head of Service, Dr. Hamidu Ahmed Kara, dismissed claims that the government has classified any employee as a ghost worker. Dr. Kara clarified in an interview that only 2,411 workers are yet to receive their salaries due to non-completion of a verification process, refuting reports suggesting that more than 7,000 workers are unpaid.
Early in the morning, task force of the organized labor were out to enforce compliance with the indefinite strike declared by NLC and TUC members in the state. The leadership of the union says the strike is in response to the alleged irregularities in the state's biometric data capturing exercise, which they claim excluded some workers by categorizing them as ghost workers. However, compliance was partial, as the task force had to chase some workers out of their offices and lock up buildings to enforce the strike. Speaking on the development, the head of service affirmed Governor Agbo Kefas has shown commitment to workers' welfare, noting that Taraba was among the first states to implement the 70,000 naira national minimum wage. He explained that labor leaders had met with the Biometric Data Capturing Committee and agreed to reconvene on Monday, expressing surprise at the strike action. According to him, the government has already paid salaries to 21,000 out of the state's 25,000 civil servants, and only those yet to be paid are required to present genuine documents for verification.
This particular strike that are going on is worrisome, because the last meeting we had was Friday, 2 days ago. In that meeting, they presented list of civil servants that were not paid. Majority of those people were teachers. I asked them to give me the list. They gave me the list. I gave the committee to verify. The committee went through. The committee realized that 1,300 names on that list submitted to us were not in our payroll for 2023 and were not in our payroll for 2024. The question now is, how did these names enter our payroll in 2025?
He further insists that the government will not back down from biometric data capture, while dismissing calls from labor leaders to halt the process.
Emphasis: nobody is going to stop this biometric exercise from continuing, except if His Excellency so wishes to say stop this exercise. But otherwise, we will continue with the biometric exercise. Even if they go on strike, while they are on strike, we will still continue. I want to use the opportunity to urge all civil servants that if you know you have not received your salary and you know you have a genuine complaint, please go to the committee. The committee is still working.
Meanwhile, the labor leaders insist they will not call off the strike until all civil servants are paid, describing the biometric exercise as fraudulent and manipulative.
At the end of the day, they came with the names, they clear disease, they clear retirees. How can we, the organized labor, agree that? Can they pay somebody that already in the grave?
The civil servants, they are aware that we negotiated with 24,065. Nobody would dispute that fact in this state. Because when we raise issues, that number is not. They shorted on us.
The strike has divided opinions among NLC members in Taraba, with some supporting the biometric exercise as a way to eliminate ghost workers, while others are calling for the suspension of the committee overseeing it.
Still from Taraba State, the United Methodist Church in Nigerian's Episcopal area has launched the Yambasu Agricultural Initiative, a 2.5 billion investment aimed at strengthening food security and expanding missionary work nationwide. Bishop Ande Emmanuel said the initiative is designed to empower communities through sustainable agriculture, improve livelihoods, and boost Nigerian food production, with proceeds also funding evangelism programs to meet both physical and spiritual needs. Psalm TV correspondent has the details.
The United Methodist Church in Nigeria's Episcopal area has launched a significant agricultural investment initiative worth 2.5 billion naira called the Yambasu Agricultural Initiatives. According to His Lordship, Bishop Ande Emmanuel, this both project is coupled with an evangelism drive aimed at strengthening food security and expanding missionary works across the nation. He said the initiative is designed to empower communities through sustainable agricultural projects as it seeks to improve livelihoods and boost food production. At the same time, proceeds from this venture will support evangelism programs reflecting the Church's mission to address both physical and spiritual needs.
For us as people of United Methodist Church, the church is not only sitting on the four walls of a building, preaching, reading scripture, and singing. For us, the church is lived in the society. Church means elevating the condition and improving the condition of people. So as part of the church social services. We are going out to empower farmers. We are going out to empower agriculture in order to improve this food security within the state.
Church leader said the Ambaso agricultural initiatives will serve as a model for faith-based economic empowerment in Nigeria, demonstrating how agricultural development can foster community growth alongside spiritual outreach.
I want to say thank you to His Lordship, the Bishop of the Nigerian Episcopal Area, Bishop Andrew Emmanuel, for all he has started, and we are seeing God in all that he's doing, because God is our strength.
This launch marked a historic moment not only for the United Methodist Church in Nigeria, but also for the broader Kingdom of God. The initiative represents a strategic investment of faith and a lasting legacy for future generations. The launch event brought together clergy, laity, and community stakeholders, all united in the vision of leveraging agriculture as a powerful tool for national development and evangelistic advancement. I am Lilian Yakubu reporting for SOM TV.
16 inmates escaped from the medium security custodial center in Kefi, Nasarawa State, in the early hours of August 12, 2025. After overpowering personnel on duty during a security breach. According to Nigerian Correctional Service spokesperson Umar Abubakar, 5 staff members were injured, 2 seriously, and are receiving treatment. 7 of the escaped have been recaptured, while efforts to apprehend the remaining inmates continues. The Controller General of Corrections, Sylvester Mwachiku, visited the facility, ordered an investigation, and warned that any staff found complicit will face disciplinary action. He also directed an immediate search in collaboration with other security agencies and urged the public to remain vigilant and report sightings of the fugitives. This incident follows several major jailbreaks in the recent years, including the escape of nearly 120 inmates from Suleja prison in 2024, around 600 from Kuje prison in 2022, and more than 1,800 from a prison in Imo State in 2021. In a significant development, there are unmistakable signs that politicking and preparations for the 2027 elections have effectively commenced, even though the process has not yet been officially declared. Niger State Governor, former Mohammed Umaru Bago, has taken a bold step by announcing himself as the self-appointed Director General of the Asiwaju Bola Tinubu campaign for the 2027 presidential race. Furthermore, he has declared Niger State as the campaign headquarters, signaling a strategic move in the early stage of political mobilization ahead of the upcoming election.
Despite being the son of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I'm now the self-imposed Director General of Tinubu campaign for 2027. Niger State is the campaign headquarters for Asiwaju. We are Nigerians and we love Nigeria. There is an unwritten understanding in this country for power to devolve from the north and to the south, from the south to the north. And this has brought relative peace to this country. In the last 2 years plus, we just finished a tenure of 8 years of the late President Muhammadu Buhari. May Allah forgive his soul. And Asiwaju is just his second.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reincited the appointment of Muhiba Dankaka as chairperson of the Federal Character Commission, naming former House of Representative member Ayo Imidiran as her replacement. The change came shortly after the presidency confirmed Dankaka's return alongside the appointment of Mohammed Musa as Commissioner Secretary and the retention of Kayode Oladele as Commissioner. Tinubu also renewed the term of commissioners from Jigawa, Kebbi, Osun, and Lagos. Dankaka's tenure was marred by allegations of high-handedness, job racketeering, and violations of the FCC Act, which she denied. Meanwhile, tension erupted in Barnawa, Kaduna South on Monday evening after National Drug Law Enforcement Agency operatives allegedly shot and killed a young man during a pursuit of a suspected drug dealer. Eyewitnesses said the victim, described as quiet and hardworking, was hit by a stray bullet near Barnawa Market Junction. The incident sparked protests, with youths blocking roads, burning tires, and shutting down local businesses and entertainment spots. Police confirmed the shooting and announced a full investigation, while additional patrols were deployed to restore order. The Kaduna State government has yet to respond. In health news, Ondo State has confirmed 12 cases of monkeypox, Mpox, across 8 local government areas. The State Director of Disease Control, Victor Adefosoye, announced on Monday the affected areas include Akoko Southwest, Akoko Northwest, Akoko Northeast, Owo Akure South, Akure North, Ondo East, and Adigbo. The government will begin a free vaccination campaign from August 11 to 21st, targeting residents aged 18 and above, including close contacts, relatives, and health workers exposed to infected persons. The vaccination involved 2 doses given at intervals. Adefosoye urged the public to embrace personal and environmental hygiene to curb the disease's spread. Turning to aviation, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority clarified why Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde, known as K1 the Ultimate, was not charged to court, unlike Ibom Air passenger Comfort Emanson, who remained in Kirikiri Correctional Center until October 6th for alleged assault and property damage. NCAA spokesperson Michael Achimugu explained that authorities has no prosecutorial powers and only referred Kwam first case to the Attorney General and Inspector General of Police after ValueJet declined to take legal action. In contrast, Ibom Air immediately arrested and charged Emanson, making it solely an airline-driven prosecution. The clarification follows public criticism and allegations of double standards, including remarks from Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, Peter Obi. In a related development, Minister of Aviation Festus Keyamo condemned the public release of an indecent video showing Ibom Air passenger Comfort Emanson allegedly assaulting a crew member, while supporting the filming of her unruly behavior for prosecution. Keyamo called the exposure of indecent footage deplorable and ordered that the staff responsible be identified and sanctioned. He also directed airlines to train staff in conflict management and announced a joint security meeting to improve incident response. Meanwhile, the airline operators of Nigeria imposed a lifetime flight ban on Emanson following Ibom Air's account that she assaulted a pursuer after refusing to switch off her phone before takeoff. In sports, Super Eagles striker and Real Sociedad forward Sadiq Umar along with House of Representative member representing Kaduna North, Honorable Bello El-Rufai, have acquired ownership rights of Rancha Bees FC, a historic Kaduna-based football club. The club set to compete in the Nigerian National League next season holds a notable place in Nigerian football history, having produced several formal international and built a strong legacy in the Kaduna football scene. Umar expressed excitement about the acquisition, describing it as a dream come true. According to the new owners, Rancha Bees FC would operate both a professional team for the NNL campaign and an academy site, with the immediate target of securing promotion to the Nigerian Premier Football League. In politics, Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has dissolved the State Executive Council ahead of the June 20, 2026 governorship election, directing all affected commissioners and special advisors to hand over to permanent secretaries or the most senior civil servant in their ministries, departments, and agencies. According to Secretary to the State Government, Habibat Adibiru, the dissolution excludes the Attorney General, Commissioners for Health, Agriculture, Education, Works, Trade and Investments, as well as certain special advisors and Director Generals. Oyebanji, sworn in on October 16, 2022, is seeking re-election under the All Progressive Congress. Also in politics, a group of Rivers State indigents has filed a suit at the Federal High Court in Abuja seeking to stop the August 30th local government election, naming President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Rivers State Administrator Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas. And the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission has defended the plaintiff, argue that the current state of emergency in the state, declared by Tinubu due to threat to public order, peace, and governance, make the conduct of the election unlawful. They are asking the court to determine whether such poll can legally hold under the prevailing condition. On the legislative front, Senator Gbenga Daniel, former governor of Ogun State, has dismissed reports that Senate President Godswill Akpabio is hospitalized in London. Speaking during a stop in London, Daniel confirmed he met Akpabio, who is held and healthy and planning to return to Nigeria for August 16th by-election for the Ikene Sagamu Remo North Federal Constituency. Akpabio expressed confidence that the ruling APC will retain the seat, citing strong support from Governor Dapo Abiodun Daniel and other party stakeholders in the state. In security matters, former DSS Director General Ita Ekpenyong has called on the National Assembly to legalize and formally recognize Omotekun and similar non-violent state actors involved in Nigerian security efforts. Speaking at a seminar organized by the National Institute for Security Studies, Ekpenyong recommended creating self-defense group, termed Community Shield, to provide grassroots security and local intelligence. He urged that these groups operate under the oversight of security agencies and be supported by community, religious, and government stakeholders. Ekpenyong emphasized the need for policy reform to integrate such non-violent actors into formal security framework and advocate for continuous rehabilitation program for repentant terrorists and criminals in partnership with the private sector. He cited Kenya's community policing model as a successful example and stressed the urgency for constitutional backing of these initiatives. In education, the Tertiary Education Trust Fund has started building 6 new multidisciplinary research laboratories across Nigeria. 4 labs are currently under construction in Port Harcourt, Kano, Abuja, and Lagos, with 2 more planned for completion by year-end. Executive Secretary Sonny Ekono said these facilities will enable local research and eliminate the need to send samples abroad for analysis. Ekono also announced plans to support the Nigerian Institute of Architects by funding their resource and exhibition center, endowing an annual prize and sponsoring their journals. Additionally, TEDFund will soon inaugurate several iconic projects in Kano and Osun State, signaling a shift towards more grand and a serene campus architecture nationwide. In technology and identity management, the National Identity Management Commission has upgraded its Diaspora National Identity Number enrollment platform to enhance service delivery for Nigerians abroad. According to Dr. Kayode Adegboku, Head of Corporate Communication, the improved system is more secure and allows diaspora applicants to access enrollment service through trained and licensed front-end partners. All FEPs are required to activate their enrollment licenses on the new platform within 48 hours. NIMC has set up a dedicated team to address any issue during the upgrades and urge diaspora applicants experiencing difficulties to contact them via email. Meanwhile, NIN enrollment continues at centers within Nigeria, with options to modify data online. NIN holders are encouraged to download the NIN Auth app for secure verification and data control. In economic news, Akwa Ibom State Governor Omo Eno has disbursed 492.7 million naira in farm, trade, and business grants to 1,187 residents of Uyo Federal Constituency at a constituency town hall meeting in Uyo. 276 beneficiaries received Arise Farmers Grant, 628 got Arise Traders Grant, 263 received equipment support, 8 shared 5 million naira in MSME grant, and 12 were given cars and minibuses. Eno highlighted that his administration has completed 116 projects in the constituency over 2 years and received a neat document for inclusions in the 2026 budget, assuring it will be addressed based on available funds. Finally, the All African Music Award has received a record of 10,717 entries for its 2025 edition, surpassing last year's 9,706 submissions. West African led with 48.68% of entries, followed by Southern and Eastern Africa. The 13th-member international jury began adjudications on August 8 in Lagos, assessing submissions based on quality, originality, impact, and cultural relevance. Nominees will be announced on August 24th, with voting running from September 5th to 24th, hours before the November 30th award night. AFRIMA 2025 hosted in Lagos from November 25th to 30th will feature concerts, summits, and other events and will be broadcast to over 84 countries. We're stepping away for a brief break, but stay right here. The big stories, the deep insight, and the voices that matters are still ahead. Only on Psalm TV, your window to the truth. Please don't go away.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing SuperCab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the SuperCab app today. SuperCab, your ride, your way.
Welcome back. And now let's move straight into what's next. International news. Foreign ministers from 25 nations, including the UK, Australia, France, Spain, and Japan, joined two EU commissioners in urging Israel to permit an immediate flow of humanitarian aid into Gaza, warning that famine, its upholding, and humanitarian suffering has reached unimaginable levels. The call came as Israel intensified airstrike killing at least 89 Palestinians in 24 hours, including 31 people seeking food and all the like. The HWO warned of a catastrophic health crisis with hospitals overwhelmed and medicine stocks depleted. While the Elders Group labeled the crisis an unfolding genocide, France condemned Israeli strike that killed 6 journalists, and the Council of Europe, which urged members to halt arms deliveries to Israel if the risks being used in human rights violation. Gaza authorities accuse Israel of blocking over 430 food items, while Denmark announced plans to airdrop aid. Tensions between Israel defense minister and military chief grew over war strategy, and Israeli opposition leaders Yair Lapid backed a general strike in solidarity with hostages still held in Gaza. On business news, the Alternative Bank has partnered with Association of Market Women, Men and Farmers of Nigeria in an initiative aimed at promoting economic empowerment and financial inclusion for traders and smallholders farmers nationwide. Implementation through Starling Financial Holding Company, the program seeks to provide over 16 million association members, many of whom have been included from formal banking system with access to zero-fee accounts, microloans, and small and medium-sized enterprise funding. Executive Director Korede Demola Adeniyi said the bank is committed to breaking barriers to financial inclusion by addressing not only infrastructure gaps, but also issues of trust, financial literacy, and systematic inclusion. The initiative includes financial literacy training, personalized business support, and no initial fees for point-of-sale terminals. Launched in Uyo State, the program will extend to 15 other states and has been endorsed by the association's national president, Erelu Dr. Becky Olubukola, who described it as a vital step towards creating opportunity for members and driving local economic development. The bank is also introducing electric-powered tricycle for goods transport, health care for undeserved areas, and a waste-to-wealth scheme to convert waste materials into income-generating ventures. On entertainment news, Nigerian rapper Odumodu Black has expressed admiration for Pastor Enoch Adebayo, General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, saying he would gladly donate 1 billion naira to the church if he had the means. The artist made the statement during a social media discussion on faith, religion, and the role of church leaders, pressing Pastor Adeboye's leadership, humility, and positive influence on millions of Nigerians and worshippers worldwide. In a post on X, Odumodu Black stressed that serving God is voluntary, adding that his household would continue to support the work of Christ regardless of criticism. On sport news, Inter Milan remains determined to sign Nigerian forward Ademola Lookman from Atlanta, but have set a price selling of 45 million euros before bonuses, or 50 million euros including them. After their initial offer was rejected, Lookman, who has accused Atlanta of breaking a transfer agreement and treating him poorly, has stopped attending training in protest. Atlanta insists they would only sell to a top club outside Italy, a stance that has stalled negotiations with Inter Napoli, who previously targeted Lookman as a potential replacement for Kimcha and could revive their interest if Inter withdraw. Arsenal have also bid 45 million euros but were torn down by Lookman, who want to remain in Serie. A personal term between Lookman and Inter are reportedly agreed, but Atlanta are holding out for their full 50 million euros valuation and may take legal action against the player for leaving Italy without permission. And that's where we wrap up tonight's broadcast. But before we go, a quick recap of our top stories. We brought you reports that in Taraba State, Governor Agbo Kefers clarified his deputy's absence from duty, explaining it was due to an illness sustained while on official assignment, and the call for prayers, solidarity, and understanding rather than political speculation. We also reported that United Methodist Church launched the 2.5 billion naira Yambasu Agricultural Initiative to strengthen food security while advancing evangelism nationwide. In politics, we told you that Niger State Governor Mohammed Umaru Bago declared himself the Director General of the Tinubu 2027 presidential campaign, naming Niger State as the campaign headquarters. On the international scene, we brought you reports that 25 countries and EU officials urged Israel to allow a float of humanitarian aid into Gaza, warning of looming famine as intensified airstrike claimed at least 89 lives in 24 hours. And in business, we reported that the Alternative Bank partnered with the Association of Market Women, Men and Farmers of Nigeria to expand financial inclusion. From the world of entertainment, we told you that rapper Odumodu Black stated he would donate 1 billion naira to Pastor Enoch Adebayo Church if he had the means. And in sports, we brought you reports that Inter Milan are pushing to sign Nigerian forward Ademola Lookman, but are unwilling to meet Atlanta's 50 million euro asking price. Stay tuned for more gripping stories and timely updates right here on Psalm TV. I'm Bridget James. It's been an honor having you with us tonight. From all of us in the newsroom, we wish you peace to guide you, progress to inspire you, and purpose to carry you forward. Thank you for watching and good night.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way. Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need